So we're 1-1 with our 3-0 deck. I mean, like I said, playing an aggressive deck in any format means that what you're trying to do usually, and that game played out a little differently, what you're usually trying to do is kill your opponent before their bombs can matter. In that particular case, it looked like we were the aggressive deck for a little while. We managed to recur that Oval Chase Daredevil like somewhere around the order of 500 times, and it was not good enough. I'm pretty sure that was basically 500 times. All right, here we go. One more for some of the marbles. Yes, would like to play first. Whew, that one's a close one. So this is one where it's worth looking at the math. We kind of need two lands. I don't think I can keep it. It's really close. I also think people mulligan too often and limited. Like the upside here is that the hand just wants to flood out. We've got 15 lands left. That means we're roughly gonna, like, every 2 cards will be a land, right? So let's say that we don't draw a land initially, we'll draw one next. I don't even have anything to do with it. The other side is sometimes the probabilities don't work out. You flood out, and if you can resolve this card, you usually win, and it will catch you up from behind. The real risk here, I suppose, is just not hitting anything. I think I'm supposed to try it based on power level. Like it's kind of a mold to 4 that if you accidentally flood out, just accidentally wins the game. Yeah, I'm going to test my people mulligan too often theory here. Like, you're kind of likely to hit 2 landers on the draw, kind of not likely to hit, and by hit I mean drawing the 3rd land. The problem with this hand is it kind of needs the 3rd and the 4th, and one of them needs to be red. Yeah, it's not exactly the most threatening thing. It's a problem, and we'll eventually get them value. We have drawn pretty well. This doesn't really do anything. Neither does the Malphus squad. It will eventually when I can attack in and then follow up with the Sky Ship. But, like, that's not a threatening card, but it's certainly a good defensive one. I suppose the good news here is that we can keep them from gaining life. All right. It seems a bit underhanded to me, but... All right. This was a good keep, can confirm. I think that means that little Thriving Grubs is getting in next turn. The 4-2 Menace is not crazy either. Well, that makes it a little less likely that he's getting in this turn. Does it? Does it? Because I'm wondering about a post-combat flagship and how I feel about that. And I think I might actually like it. No reason not to have Tidy Conclusion up too, but I think I like that. I'd love to get this guy off the board. And if they don't block with it, I can ping off this guy or the servo. Yeah, like that's an easy block for them. Can actually take out both of these because I only need 1 damage on that guy. So it's an even better trade than I suspected. I thought they were going to let me keep the dude and just block it that way. To be fair, I don't think they should be playing around the Sky Ship. A Built to Smash would have been pretty good for us there. Like, you don't typically play around busted cards like this. Okay. It was only a 5-mana lightning bolt. Which that is like one of the best answers you can have to this, for sure. For sure. Do I want a servo? I kind of think I do. Gains me another life off of Tidy Conclusion. It gives me something to block that with if I draw something else. If they're attacking, it can attack. Like, I think I like having a servo here. We've got some pressure. They've got more cards. We have a good removal spell. I like that. I've played with those kingpins some on stream, and they have been good. They have been good. This feels like a Tidy Conclusion to me, so we're going to go ahead and get that going first. Yeah. All right, it's dead. He's dead, Jim. Curious about just using Chandra as a removal spell this turn. Like, it's not like that is super threatening. I guess I could Tidy Conclusion their guy. Like, fine. But like, untapping with the Planeswalker in play seems pretty good. I can't think of anything in blue-black that messes with it, and I'd rather not have it countered. Like, a removal spell that sticks around seems pretty good. Also, I get the opportunity to have the Skyship and Chandra next to each other. Okay. Okay, I see what you did there. I see what you did there. My goodness, Saheeli's artistry for the win. Oh my God. We are getting wrecked. So wrecked. Just like, yeah, I'm going to take your boat. I'm going to make a dude. I'm going to blow up your Planeswalker. Oh my God. Clearly we need to side out the ship and the Chandra so that this can never happen again. Because that's just not going to work for me. Okay. Now that's a solid option there. I'm doing this now because I don't want them to block. I don't want them to have this. And they're at 8. 4 damage will eventually get them. This incentivizes them, if they draw a creature, to activate the boat. I blow up the boat. This kills them. Now, a servo is not something that can help them there. So I think we can still win this game. That was a scary turn. That was really scary. Scary things happen. I'm scared. One life. And they're going to have another one. I think we still win here because they kind of have to go with the Skyship. I'm going to have to draw something else. Don't get me wrong. We're not out of the woods. I'm going to snap blow that up right now. So I got a lot of spells that just win. I do need to draw one because they'll have 2 self-assemblers down next turn plus 2 more life. But like our burn spell would do it. Mountain, not so much. It can still do it next turn, but we're starting to get into troubled lands. But we now have a self-assembler problem. And a weapons craft enthusiast problem. Do you see the problem? Our guy's dead. The only good news, they should not sacrifice this to kill our dude. They should just gain... Yeah. I don't know that I can beat that. Up. Okay. Oh, that is a bold move, Cotton. Mainly because I have a 2-mana burn spell. I could have stopped that. With the draw that I had, I don't think I can. Man, the life they've gained off of this really mattered. Oh, I had Chandra and a skyship. Aren't I supposed to win? No, I'm just so bad at this game. I mean, Chandra's their avatar. Of course Chandra's not going to beat up Chandra. So what options do I have here? I guess I need to make them blow this up. But they probably won't even bother if they have the 2 servos and they're going to gain the life. Yeah, I'd like to make them use this. The problem is we know they have another self-assembler in hand. And them going to 3, I don't think I can stop. All right. We'll take the 4. All right, they're not playing the artifact. I've got a shot to draw the 2-mana burn spell. Chandra's ping or whatever it is. But that's not it. But we're at a virtual 4. I can block here, block there, not be dead. And if they manage to stay at 2 another turn, I've got another draw for my burn spell. Okay. I think that leaves me dead because we block here and just take all the damage from those. If they don't swing team, I've got another chance to draw it. Oh, I do not like that attack from their perspective, but I'll take it. So now I just need them to play anything other than that self... Oh, no, it doesn't matter. They can't even gain the life. I just need to draw it. Whirlmaker doesn't matter. Chandra's Pyrohelix off the top. No. New. I mean, we weren't super likely to hit it. It's like, what, 1 in 24 to 1 in 23? I don't think there were any other cards that just win. But they did give us a couple extra turns to find it. To be fair, they didn't know that I was just sitting here on lands. Well, was there anything else that just wins? I don't think so. I think I suppose technically there's the Prophetic Prism into Chandra's Pyrohelix, but that's not super likely either. Fleetwheel Cruiser might have done it in some of those positions. Yes, I may have actually had 2 draws. It's a little sad that their answer to our flagship is going to leave it tapped, and I really don't have any way to interact with that. I'm not going to take it out because they have Sakili's Artistry. That does not make sense to me. Yeah, I think I'm down with running this back. I could see where Built to Smash, Pyrohelix all have applications. The biggest problem for our deck is their 1/4, and we were able to pseudo answer it there. I also really like the Mind Rot. Oh, this hand is so close, but not keepable. This one we take, we're just not particularly happy about. I think some of what we suffered from here, and it's not huge suffering, is that we've got a weak deck. The range between cards in this deck is very high. That's probably the best way to say it. Like, our powerful cards are absurd, and our mediocre cards are just kind of meh. It's like, if we have draws where the powerful cards are answered, we kind of can't do anything. I was going to say Prism would not be a bad draw here, since we're kind of stuck on red. Alright, I can get cruising. We may be cruising for a bruising. But you don't know that the cruiser is coming for you. And this is a rock what you get hit with. Ow, daddy! Squidbillies reference for the uninitiated. Don't go watch that show, it's terrible. Were you going to block my fleet wheel, cruiser? Is that what you were going to do? I don't hate a mind rot. I'd like to be able to cast the Cobra and the Pyrohelix in the same turn. The question is, do we Malphus squad and as a 4? Well, we're Malphus squatting as a 4/2. That's just way better on this board. Once we have that, do we attack with this or not? I don't think so. It only trades with one of them. If I could use it in the same turn as the Pyrohelix, maybe. So maybe we could Cobra and Crew. That's 5, 6, 7 damage I can do, which does let me 2 for 2 with these things and leave me with a Cobra on board. I don't even know that I like that. I'm just going to play this guy as a 4/2 and pass. They're not doing anything either, and I'm sitting here on a Mind Rot to just kind of murdernate their hand. Like, I can potentially make the Cobra play next turn while getting through damage with this guy. I think I like all of those things. It gets a little worse here, though, doesn't it? Because I might have to deal with Home Slice. Home Slice is a problem. Alright. Alright. This is not good. I'd really like for this to not be here. If I attack with this, they just block it there. If I can get like a built to smash, we could glide through it, but they've got an army of 5/5s. Yeah, having them double block last turn is starting to look a lot better. I mean, I suppose the good news is I can play the Cobra and have the Death Touch up, as well as the Pyrohelix up, but I'd like to cast 2 spells this turn. I guess that means we Mind Rot and Cobra, just because I'm not going to be able to fit this in anywhere else. Like, it's going to get value here. It's a 2 for 1. Got rid of a Make Obsolete before we played a 2/1. That's handy. The other Assembler's gone. That's handy, but worrisome. if they're born strong. Yeah, you got me. Retakes it. All right, do we have attacks with the vehicle? Do we have attacks with this guy? So attack here, they probably block here and here. We trade it for a 4-3. We're still dealing with the 2-2. It's that chief that's a problem. I don't think that leaves me with attacks. It doesn't particularly leave me in great shape though either, does it? Like we trade these off. I guess I've got a bunch of 4-2 menace dudes. I may have to trade one for that. Oh man, this is not a happy world we're living in. I might be able to find some value with the servo token if I'm planning to trade this guy off. So I think I'm going to go with that. Things are looking grim for our hero. So what we have learned from playing this is that a consistent deck may be better than a powerful deck. Sometimes you draw bad cards too, like life happens. I think I'm still interested in trading off and that the board being clear is better for me. That may not 100% be the case. Like I can get that guy off the board. Subtle Strike seems interesting to me. Can I force through a Fleet Wheel Cruiser with that? Like, is there a chance they block it with just enough? And then I get to maybe Pyrohelix it? I mean, another option would be to Pyrohelix this guy and Subtle Strike it, which potentially solves a lot of problems. I think everything starts with the Fleet Wheel Cruiser attacking though, right? Like if they just block here, that's fine. We can Pyrohelix, we're good to go and happy. And we still have a Subtle Strike in hand. So that maybe if they try to block it with just enough the following turn and or we draw something. I think unless they gang block this, we're happy. And it's not getting a whole lot better, I don't think. Yeah, it's kind of the block I expected. Which is you take 5. I like them taking 5. I think the Chief's still going to be the death of us, but like we could maybe do a thing. Depending on how cautious they want to be. Yeah, Chief is going to be a problem. Like Tidy Conclusion really starts to do some work here. Underhanded designs too? No, man, no. Why? Why would you have that? Why would you do that? Oh, it's so bad. Why, hello there, skyship. I mean, I could not play it, but that seems bad. 5-mana lightning bolt is kind of all I need right now. If I attack with the cruiser, they can trade it for this guy and 1 token. I think it's better to have Subtle Strike next turn. Although I really want to crew and attack with both, right? Like I could potentially do that with Homie McHomeslice here. But I kind of feel like I need to... So many tokens. I can't really attack with the Skyship if they leave up mana for this. So I may need to wait to attack with the cruiser when I can use the thing. But they're going to have mana... This attack is never getting any better than it is right now. Because if I have the opportunity to trade for 3 of these, they can't make a token and kill my Skyship next turn, and I can keep things under control. So if they block with this and 3 tokens, we're happy. And we're going to kill the tokens. Because what I need to do is keep them off of artifacts. Right? Because this is 4. They would need to land specifically to make a dude and use this. I'll now start to get attacks with the Malphus squad. I just need them not to have a cheap artifact or land. So what exactly is it that you want them to draw, Travis? I don't know. Let's say the blue puzzle knot. That would be bad. I can't even think of the card that I'm wanting them to draw that's terrible here. An irrelevant black, a Doomed Operative. There you go. That's what I want them to draw. Or Saheeli's Artistry and no land. That'd be great. So if they've got Tidy Conclusion, we would really rather not attack with this Skyship. If I attack here, they double block it with a token and this, and Subtle Strike actually does something. That may be where I'm at then. They're going to make a token gain a life, potentially double block. And I can do something against that. It's slow, it's grindy. But if the Kingpin's gone and the Thopter's gone, I think we're happy. What are we not happy about? We're actually not happy about them just taking the damage. But this is pretty great for us. So I don't need to put the counter here. The 2/2 may be relevant. I know I want that dead. I kind of think I'd rather have the counter here. I suppose putting it here means that they can't make the same play next turn. Although that's dead, they can't make the same play. But it makes me a little soft to removal. And they're going to have removal. I'd rather have the counter here. That gives me some draws that can just auto-crew this guy and start getting in damage. And I think the 4/2 is just good enough. I might be crazy. Alright, here we have the problem that this is the last turn that the skyship can attack. And it is crew 3. So there's an argument to do it and clear this, not that it does much. If they have the blow up your dude thing, it's actually kind of okay. It's not good, but it's kind of okay. Because I need to get in the 6 here while I can. They don't have it, or they'd have popped it before this, I think. I guess what we're hoping is that they chump it. Because if they chump it, I can keep doing this. If they just leave this Thopter in play and untap, I can't attack with the console ship anymore until I get them to fire it off. So like them chumping is great. Yeah, they have figured out the line. Now they have to leave their mana untapped for this to pay off for them. But I don't think that's going to be too difficult for them to do. Or at least leave 2 mana untapped. God, we kind of needed a dude here, because if they kill this, the skyship doesn't matter. So we can send in the skyship. If they kill the Malphus squad, my bet here is probably, I guess, to attack, have them use the underhanded designs on the Malphus squad, or take it. And then to draw a creature that can crew the flagship and kill him with that. Like, this is not good, but it is unfortunately where we're at. I don't have any card draw in here other than Chandra. Yeah, it means I should play out the lands. So like any creature can now jump this, and the way to get it is out of the way. So that means they're chumping, they're not draining us anymore, they're taking 2 a turn. They can make the Whirlmaker token, obviously, before this trigger has anything to hit. Snare Thopter pretty good. I think Snare Thopter is good enough that I actually want to crew with it instead of attack with it. So there's a helicopter driving a boat. And that's what's happening. So we're getting in potentially 2 a turn here. All of our creatures already have haste because they can potentially drive a flagship. My guess is they're sitting on artistry and going to wreck us. And we need to kill them before they hit another land. Hey, there's a pilot I can get behind. Get to the boat. Alright, welcome to One Life. They have one life to live. So Healy's Artistry still does a lot of work on this board. Because they'd have a boat and something to fly it with. And there's the land. So what are their best lines here? They copy this and this. They blow up this dude and have a snare thopter. They're still dead. Yeah, artistry may not be enough to save them here. All right. Yeah, one, I don't think that's good enough. Because I can just attack with the two things I have on board and they're dead. And drawing a creature means I can attack with even more things, and I don't really see a reason not to. That's exactly what happened, is they were sitting there with artistry and just got stuck on mana. Alright, so we've seen more of their deck. Like, if I had any additional artifact hate, I think we'd be really interested in it. I don't have like a gremlin or something, do I? No, I have no red sideboard cards. Whew, Express is something, I guess. Hazardous Conditions is interesting. My mana's not good enough to do it. I'd need like, what, two green sources? The Mind Rot gets a little worse if they know it's coming. Because they can just play around it by holding lands. But I mean, you can still get somebody with it. I don't have enough vehicles for me to want a night market. Look out. Look out! I don't think we want to live fast. And I think we're probably where we are. That was a very good statement, Travis. That was a very good statement. We're probably where we are. Yeah, I think we jam this back. I wonder how many of those kingpins they have, because like the 1/4 is somewhat terrifying. So all we need is one land. What are our chances to hit that? Like, if I'm going to do the math on that first hand we kept, I think I should do the math on this hand too. So we've got 33 lands, or 33 cards, 16 lands in it. We're over 50% to hit the first land. Not by much, but somewhere close to 75% to hit a land. The first land gets us the Prism, which could get us the third. If it doesn't, it at least enables us to cast the Cobra and let that be a threat. I think I'm talking myself into keeping a one-lander. Because I'm on the draw, because I've got 2 shots out of 16 here. And like, we've got our best card. We just want to flood out. I'd like to draw all lands. I can realistically hit one. Like, the math says keep this. I don't argue with the math. It's going to be really embarrassing to whiff and lose. But like, I don't keep hands based or not. I try to only keep hands based on what the math says. And the math says you should hit your 70-ish% to hit one land. And all I need is one. All I need is one. One is all I need. I was going to jam the Prism for sure, but I kind of just want to play the Cobra and trade it off. Like, if they're going to let me trade these two, that's fine. Yeah, like that was going to be a 3. That was going to get better. Ours was not. So we can grubs, which doesn't do a lot. Or we can prism to try to set up a cruiser next turn. I think I'd rather have something that can attack and block than something that can't. Like, I'm not likely to block a 1/1. I am likely to attack into them and get them off the board. And I'm certainly likely to swing with the cruiser too if I hit with that. Or if I hit the mana. Alright then. Means they have something else they'd prefer to trade, which is fine. We need to prism here looking for land. I was a little lucky to have hit the first one. Alright, so next turn is almost assuredly Fleet Wheel Cruiser. I don't really want to trade off for that and give him a card, but like that's what this does. If they attack with it, I'm going to block. That denies them the card until their draw step, but they still get the card. Yeah, I don't think he's getting any better. I mean, he might if I had a subtle strike, but I'm a little mana starved here anyway. This looks like I have one, so maybe they'll be careful about not blocking, but most people would take that block anyway. But I think the 2/2 on the board is worth more than a random card in their hand when we're going to try to beat them to death with a Fleet Wheel Cruiser. Or maybe that's not what we're doing. We will see. Yes. We will see. Alright, so we can land a boat and plop a thing, and then crew the boat and plop more things. I like boats. I like that being dead. I can take another 3. If they have a malfunction, we're sad. If they don't, boy howdy do things look pretty good. So no answer to boat. And we kind of start rolling them over. Chief is a real card. That means we're taking 6 instead of 3. That's a whole different can of worms. I mean, we can kill him while dealing 6. And that's thing, and that's what we're going to do. But I'm just going to play the biggest thing we can here. And we're going to make a servo. And we're going to get in the boat. All right. So it's a little tempting to mind rot their last 2 cards. If I do that, I don't think I'm attacking with the boat. And I want to attack with the boat. What happens if I play the Fleet Wheel Cruiser and ping that and attack with a boat and just go all in? Like, the most they can hit me back for is 3, 4, 5, right? I need to make sure I can win in 2 turns. I can probably do that with the Malphus squad. I can't attack with this guy because he's not doing anything. Right? Like, it's going to be one in the air. What I could do then is Snare Thopter crew with this. Plink this, sure. Make him sacrifice an artifact, sure. That's 6, 7, 8, 9 in the air, which is lethal next turn. And I just need to make sure I don't get killed on the way back down. Island Saheeli's Artistry would do it. So 6 now and 9 next turn is not lethal. 6 now and 11 next turn is. I'm just trying to figure out what cards could beat me. I need to not time out while we make this decision. Maybe the Fleet Wheel Cruiser is the go this turn, because at most they can prevent... They'd have to sacrifice both of these, and that would make the Snare Thopter lethal next turn. I think this is the droid I'm looking for. And the fact that it has trample means I'm getting through a lot of damage this turn if I put the damage here, even though it's indestructible. So I think this is my line. They get to trade with it, we still force through a bunch of damage because the 3 damage is still on it. So like blocking doesn't do anything except, I mean, kill it obviously, but now they're cold to this. We've got the Thopter. We've got some options is what I'm saying. And if they don't play anything and are representing like tidy conclusions, like let's say they play a land and have 2 cards, well, Mind Rot's your boy. Malfunction on this still wins the game for them. Well, it makes the game go longer, I suppose. That guy I don't think does anything. Right? Well, it certainly doesn't if they can't interact here. Let's start with the Mind Rot because they're just dead to the 6. Okay. That boat got us there. Gearseeker Serpent in hand. I could have responded and killed it, but don't care because they're dead. Those were close games. Those were close games. But it turns out if you go in a long game, a deck that kind of has medium cards plus super high power level cards is better, but those short games where you're playing against aggressive decks just means I'm going to see a higher percentage of my medium cards, and they're probably not going to do enough. Either way, that was a fun draft, and it was fun to go back and venture into Kaladesh. Maybe we'll see one more of these before Aether Revolt is out. I wish you guys and gals good luck at your pre-releases. Hope that you have enjoyed this draft. Again, feel free to reach out on Twitter. It's @Simulan if you'd like to discuss some of the gameplay here. And do stop by the stream sometime. Would love to see you. It's at twitch.tv/Simulan. Alrighty, folks. Y'all have a good one. We'll see you next week.